Time now for the morning rush. New Mexico Congresswoman Deb Haaland being hit with a lawsuit. It's by a group of the Kentucky teenagers in a viral video with a Native American activist. Haaland responded back in January on Twitter. Now lawyers for the boys say those tweets defamed them. Haaland tells News 13 she has not seen the lawsuit yet. Chris.
Crystal, we are going to see the pattern change heading into the weekend. So the high that's been over the state, it's going to move into Texas. That's going to allow Gulf and Pacific moisture to work its way into New Mexico, increasing shower and thunderstorm opportunities not only for the metro and Santa Fe, but for the entire state, including southern Colorado. David.
Committing mass shootings could soon become a capital crime. That's something that the Justice Department is now considering. Attorney General William Barr has been looking at possible legislation alongside the president. Now, these changes would make mass shooters eligible for the death penalty and would have to be passed by Congress.
This morning, President Trump says he'll begin work to find more federal resources to combat domestic terrorism. Yesterday, he spoke about curbing violence in video games and restricting access to firearms for the mentally ill who pose a threat. Some are questioning, though, why President Trump made no mention of more limits on firearm sales.
And in the wake of recent mass shootings, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is hosting a summit to discuss ways to address domestic terrorism. She says next week's summit will see what can be done to keep New Mexicans safe. State lawmakers, leaders, and public safety officials from both parties will be there.
President Trump scheduled to visit both Dayton and El Paso tomorrow. Yesterday, the president addressed the racist manifesto issued by the alleged El Paso shooter, calling it disgusting. Still, Democrats say the president's immigration policies and his rhetoric are what's inciting racism.
Our coverage continues online. You can find out more about all the victims and the information on how you can help. We have that always on KRQE.com. Chris.
David, let's take a look at that Metro Threat Index today. It's elevated at a 5, and that's because not only are we going to deal with isolated showers and storms this morning, that'll continue into the afternoon hours. We're also going to deal with hot temperatures out there. So, yeah, make sure you're staying hydrated, wear the sunscreen, and if you hear thunder, make sure you go indoors. Crystal?
A local man being hailed a hero this morning for rescuing a dog from a hot car. Gerasimus Clones and his girlfriend found the dog trapped in a hot car Sunday afternoon. The couple called 911 before taking matters into their own hands. The owner was cited for animal cruelty. APD says it is legal to break a car window if a baby or dog needs help.
Happening today, New Mexico U.S. Senator Martin Heinrich and Albuquerque Mayor Tim Keller, they're marking the end of the 2019 Energy Summit. The summit brought local and national leaders together to discuss policy and resources to help reduce the state's carbon emissions. They're holding a press conference this evening.
Police say National Night Out, the event where people meet their neighbors and police, more important than ever this year. It is happening tonight. Police, including the chief, commanders, they'll all be at tonight's events to talk about the country's recent mass shootings. Albuquerque firefighters will also be there. Find a list of locations on our website. That's always on KRQE.com.
With APS starting next week, some schools are now offering a more convenient way to shop for school supplies. Ventana Ranch Elementary is offering a kit that you can pre-order online with everything that your student will need. The kits are then delivered to the student's seat on the first day of school. Now, the price of the kits vary and depend on the class.
Happening today, Animal Welfare kicking off their free microchipping offer from now until August 11th. Bring your pet to the East or West Side shelters to get them microchipped for free. There's no appointment necessary for this.
And you will soon be able to get deliveries from FedEx and UPS on Sundays. The Wall Street Journal reports that the companies will hire independent contractors and pay them less than those who work during the week. The lower paid workforce will help the company compete against Amazon. Now, both FedEx and UPS will roll out the expanded schedule sometime in January.
All right, here's a fun deal. Mega passes on sale for this year's state fair. Today, the offer, a one-day pass with unlimited rides for just $29. It's valid for any day at the fair, with pass holders getting to skip the lines at the admissions gate. The state fair kicks off on September 5th.
Right now, the Albuquerque Ice Topes, they're in the running to win a jersey contest. The team's Science Night jersey is one of 35 in the running for the best specialty jersey. It's all in minor league baseball. The first round of voting runs through Friday. If you would like to cast your vote, you can head to alwayson.krqe.com.
Happening today, AT&T will start offering their customers who have unlimited plans Spotify Premium for free. Those who do not have the unlimited plan will have Spotify Premium free for 6 months before getting charged a monthly fee. Other free offers do include HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, Stars, or even Pandora. Chris.
Crystal, let's get a look at that morning drive. Everything flowing very nicely out there along I-25 as well as I-40 despite the scattered showers that are moving through the metro. We're taking a look at the Big I right now. Looking like no rain falling at the Big I, but just to the west of there are a few showers and everything's still moving along very well out there though. David, back to you.
A 7-year-old Los Lunas girl now has a reason to celebrate this morning. Yesterday, the community came together to celebrate Ariana Martin's victory over cancer. Ariana got to ring the celebratory bell. Now, 2 years ago, she was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. Now, recently, she was named the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Girl of the Year.
Let's get a quick look at that radar. You can see that there are a few isolated showers and storms kind of dancing around the metro. A little storm or a little shower, I should say, near North Valley right now, as well as western parts of the metro. Now, on the east sides of Albuquerque, we're beginning to see a little storm roll off of the Sandias. That's impacting Tramway right now. So just keep in mind that these showers and storms, while isolated in nature, can produce cloud to ground lightning as well as some brief heavy rainfall. Time now for the 5 facts.
At number 5, the Albuquerque Isotopes. They're looking to take another top spot. This time they're now in the running to win a jersey contest, and they need your help to bring home that win. Now, the team's Science Night jersey is one of 35 in the running for the best specialty jersey in minor league baseball. The first round of voting is now underway through Friday. If you'd like to cast your vote, you can head to alwayson.krqe.com.
Number 4, now New Mexico Congresswoman Deb Haaland, part of a lawsuit by a group of Kentucky teenagers who went viral in January. You might remember a video of their face-to-face encounter with the Native American activist. A lot of people reacted to that video, including the freshman congresswoman on Twitter. Now lawyers for the boys say those tweets defamed them. The lawsuit asking Haaland, politicians, celebrities, and journalists to pay up to $50,000 in damages to each of the 8 defendants.
And at number 3, isolated to scattered storms change into widespread storms as we head into the weekend. The high that's over the state going to shift into Texas. That's going to pump in rich Gulf and Pacific moisture, and we are going to see a nice coverage of showers and storms both Saturday and Sunday.
Number 2, tonight is National Night Out, an event where people can meet their neighbors and police. In light of the recent shootings in El Paso and Dayton, officers say being there is more important than ever. Members of APD will be on hand at tonight's events to talk about how to deal with those shootings. AFR will also be out tonight. First responders, of course, take care of the victims of tragedy. They can answer any questions that you might have. Many of the public events tonight will also have barbecues, games, and live entertainment.
And at number 1 this morning, we now know all the names of the 22 victims killed in the El Paso shooting. That number grew yesterday by 2, and 2 more people died from their injuries at the hospital. Among the victims is a Santa Fe native, that is 86-year-old Angie Inglesby, and others include war hero and the parents of a 2-year-old baby, 2-month-old baby.